my name is Kevin. I've been doing facial massage and beauty for over 10 years, so I will be very glad to share some techniques with everyone today. Today we're going to talk about the techniques for facial boujin. You can take a look at our contents today on the slide. Today we're going to talk about the theory of facial boujin, and we're going to demonstrate with some tools and show you how to do them. Then we'll talk about some ampoule application. There will be another teacher who will be doing the shoulder and neck relieving techniques, including acupuncture point description and some demonstration. I'll be alongside to help as well. So today we're going to talk about boujin. Do you know what meridians are? So it is ancient Chinese medicine, and meridian is a general term for meridians and collaterals. Meridian crisscross and spread all over the body, and it transmits vital energy and blood through these pathways. So in Chinese medication, it is believed that this is how the energy and blood are spread through. In other words, when it comes to the body, the bigger parts for your limbs, they're called meridians, and the smaller, more branched out ones are called collaterals. Therefore, meridians are the pathways in which the body's vital energy and blood flows. For a body to work, not only do we have to eat nutritious food, we also have to transmit these vital energies. Therefore, this is how a body would work through meridians. So remember, meridians and collaterals are different. Meridians are mainly for the body and limbs, and the collaterals is for the more detailed bits. Therefore, today we're going to talk about how meridians and these pathways work. The transportation of nutrients and the excretion of toxins are all done through meridians. These will all be the main points we're going to cover today. The meridian is also like a mirror. It reflects how our body condition is. Today, we're going to talk about boujin, particularly facial boujin. Why do we do facial boujin? When you see certain problems through someone's face, for instance, pigmentation, yellowing, darkening, acne, it could mean that there is something wrong with the other parts of their body. Signals of disease and changes in health are reflected on the face. So today, we are going to go through the meridians and make our body stronger, nicer, and in turn change our face to make our face look more plump and healthier. So if the body's meridians are blocked, vital energy, blood, and body fluids will be stagnated in the upper body. This is mainly due to the weakness of the liver, spleen, and kidney. So if there is any problem with the liver, spleen, kidney, it'll usually be shown on the face. Also, it can possibly cause cysts. So sometimes female problems that include cysts can be due to the problem with the collateral and the meridian. Because of that, it'll show darkness, dullness, and sometimes yellowish skin on our face. That is why we need to do boujin. We will now talk about the basic concept of boujin and how to do the boujin facial massage. So the main idea, as we mentioned before, will be regarding the meridian, which brings everything around in our bodies. Also, a quick review, the meridian is the main transportation to your limbs and your body, where the collateral is the smaller branches. These are the main channel that carries important energy around to our body in order for it to work correctly. Meridian and all the organs in your body are going hand in hand all the time. So why do we have to do facial boujin? Well, a lot of times people will show on their face a dull color or have spots, acne, and even after many beauty treatments. This is possibly due to the fact that their meridians are clogged, and it will show signs on their faces. If the meridian is clogged, it will cause the nutrients not being able to efficiently transfer to the other parts of our body, and thus causing problems. That is why it'll show on our faces or on our outside. It is as if it's a mirror. It'll show everything on the outside if there's something wrong with the internal organs. Sometimes it will even cause acne and other gynecological problems. Next, we're going to talk about the 5 elements in facial boujin, which is very important in traditional Chinese medicine. Through the theory of meridian, we will use the technique of our hands and certain energy transferring tools in order to get the most out of it. Don't forget that the face is actually very important since it is a mirror that is reflecting the condition of our internal organs. So through Bojin, we are able to condition our internal organs and make them work better and get rid of the clogging. It will also help metabolize the toxins within our blood and return our skin to its original glamour. So you must be extra careful if no matter how many beauty procedures you have, your face is still dull and have a lot of problems. Through Bojin, we may be able to help or relieve some of these symptoms on the face. Therefore, we will have a model today, and we will put our emphasis on facial Bojin, and we will demonstrate how to actually practice it on the model. So if your face is dull and none of the beauty procedure is working, these are things we will have to solve. So as we said before, if the meridian is clogged, then the nutrients will not get to the organs that actually need it. Therefore, we'll always look tired. As we can observe in a person, if they have acne on their forehead or on their chin, or if you look on our face at this area, if it looks dull, then it a lot of times means there's some sort of problem with their internal organs due to the fact that their meridian is clogged. Similar to growing flowers, facial Bojin is similar to loosening the dirt so the flowers can actually absorb the fertilizer and the nutrients that we're trying to give it every single day. If the soil is not loosened, then there's a very good chance that the flower will drown. So similarly, human body works the same. Not only do we need enough and plenty of nutrients, we also need to have our meridians in a very smooth and unclogged state in order to absorb all the nutrients. Therefore, Bojin is very important because it also stimulates the internal organs. These internal organs include liver, heart, spleen, lungs, and the kidney. We will now start with the meridian on our face. Face can be split into the top, the middle, and the bottom. Top part is where our forehead is right up here. The middle is from our nose to the head of our eyebrows. And the bottom will be right under the nose all the way to our chin. Even though it's just a face, the acupuncture points and the meridian within it are very important. We have 5 steps in total. The first one is going to be from your chin to under your ears. Then, from the corner of your mouth to the middle of your ear, be the second part. Then, the corner of our nose to the top of the ear would be the third step. From the inner corner of our eye to our temple is the fourth step. The fifth one would be the eyebrows, from the head of the eyebrow to the top of the temple. Then we're going to talk about the forehead. The first one is going to be from the top of your nose all the way to where your hairline is in the middle of your forehead. Next one will be from the head of your eyebrow to your hairline, the peak of your eyebrow to your hairline, and the tail of your eyebrow to your hairline. Some people may think that it is very complicated with the meridian of the face and there are too many acupuncture points. But as long as you remember the following steps, even if you don't remember all the acupuncture points or meridians, it will still be very easy. So one more time, from the chin to the bottom of your ear. Second one will be from the corner of your mouth to the middle of your ear. Third one is from the side of your nose to the top of your ear. Next one will be from the inner corner of our eye to your temple. The fifth one is from the head of our eyebrow to the temple, top of the temple. Then we're going to do the forehead. So with the forehead, we'll review it once more time later. It is going to be from your nose to your hairline. Then it will be the head of your eyebrow to the hairline. And then you will have the peak of your eyebrow to the hairline. The last one will be the tail of your eyebrow to your hairline. We're going to talk about the eyebrow real quick. The eyebrow can be split into the head, the peak, and the tail. They all have many acupuncture points on it. So even if you don't remember the exact name of all these acupuncture points, then you can just remember the areas on your face. There are also 2 main meridians on our body. We have to keep these 2 major meridians flowing so we can have good circulation with our energy. So the first one goes from our chin all the way to our groin. Everything in the front is called the Ren meridian. And the Du meridian starts from right above the lip all the way toward the back, and that is the other one. The Du meridian goes all the way to the back where the tailbone is. You notice that the mouth part is actually not connected, so in order to get it flowing correctly, you can also put the tongue on the upper part of your mouth. That way, you can get it flowing with a good circulation. So if you put the tongue on the top of your mouth, it means that your Ren and Du meridians are flowing correctly and smoothly. Next, we are going to talk about some acupuncture pressure points on our face, starting from the chin to the bottom of the ear. This is our first step. The second one will be from the corner of your mouth to the middle of your ear. Pay attention that there is also a point that is relevant to the larger intestines. It starts from the corner of the bottom of our nose, going through the philtrum, and then out to the chin, and then up to the bottom of your ear. This is actually related to your larger intestine. If you have bad digestive system, then we can show you how to work on it a little bit extra later on during our demonstration. It can help our intestine move better. If you're very often constipated, you can massage this area. So for people nowadays who do not eat at a regular time, or sometimes you just cannot absorb the nutrients properly, we can massage this area very often. Even if you don't remember that this is related to the larger intestines, just remember it comes from the bottom corner of your nose down to your philtrum, and then through the corner of your mouth to your chin, and then all the way to the bottom of your ear. It's very good also for weaker digestive system or for menstrual problem for women. It is related to our abdomen, and it also helps stimulate our digestive system. So we're going to talk about is related to our stomach. It goes straight down from the bottom of your eye. And it starts from the bottom of your eye from over here, goes down all the way to your chin, and then back up along the chin again. This one is related to when you have stomach comfort very often, stomach pain, or sometimes when you have acid reflux. Sometimes either you don't have a regular eating schedule, you eat too fast, or you just eat a lot of fried food and cause general discomfort of your stomach. Or sometimes it can be due to stress, being nervous, or having too much stomach acid. You can all massage this one that is related to the stomach, and we'll show you here again. Starting from the bottom of your eye, go down, straight down, past the corner of your mouth all the way to the chin, and then pull up along the chin. It is connected to the other one that we just talked about that was connected to the larger intestine. Stomach and the intestine are connected to each other. After these two, we are now going to introduce you to the smaller intestine one. The smaller intestine one is starting from the bottom of our ear, going all the way to under our eye. So from under our ear, all the way to under our eye. This one that is related to the smaller intestine is also mainly regarding to absorbing nutrition. So for instance, if someone has bad absorption of nutrition, especially in children, they will look much skinnier and scrawnier than other kids the same age. It will be due to bad absorption of nutrients. So this way, you can stimulate this line that is related to the small intestine. And it starts from the bottom of the ear and then goes all the way up to the bottom of your eye. Next one is related to an area called sanjiao. Starts from the corner of our eye toward our temple. It is called sanjiao because it is 3 very important meridians that meets right here in this area. If stimulated often, it will allow your meridian to be more active. Now that we have talked about all the acupuncture pressure points around our face and our chin, we are going to talk about the acupuncture pressure points on our forehead. As we said before, there are many of them on our forehead. We talked about the 2 main meridians earlier, naming the Ren one and the Du one. Remember, the Ren one is the one starting from our chin all the way to the bottom on our front. The Du one is starting from philtrum all the way toward the back to our tailbone. We will demonstrate on how you can do this later on, starting from here on your nose all the way to your hairline. Therefore, for instance, during this time of pandemic of COVID-19, bad air pollution and everything else added together, we should have a stronger lung in order to boost our immune system. With a better immune system, it'll be a lot harder for us to get infected or become weak. So the main thing about us working on all these meridians is to help us boost our own immune system. This one is going to be bladder related. It is going to start from the inner corner of our eye. So you can see here the head of the eyebrow, the peak, and the tail. So you can see right up here, it is the head of our eyebrow. The peak, however, as you can see, is the highest point of the eyebrow. So this is the easiest way to remember the head, the peak, and the tail of the brow. Everything that's going upwards from there will be our meridians. So from the head of the eyebrow all the way up to our hairline, this is called the bladder one. So with this one, since it is related to the bladder, for a lot of people who work in an office, especially sometimes women, when they hold their wee and not go to the bathroom, it can cause an inflammation or an infection. So it is very important. So we need to make sure we don't hold it and urinate on a regular basis, because allowing the urine to go out, it is also a type of detox. Some of the toxins within our body can be gotten out through sweating, for instance. Urinating is also a type of detox. Breathing out is also a type of detox. When we breathe out carbon dioxide, it is also a kind of getting rid of waste in our body, in a sense, detox. So this one regarding to the bladder is very important, because when we eat or drink, everything that's nutrient related is absorbed into our body, and then all the waste, if it's in liquid or it's water soluble, it goes into the urine, and otherwise it'll turn into solid, which will be a feces. So therefore, if sometimes you feel like you need a little bit better control of your bladder, you want to work on the bladder meridian. One is related to the gallbladder. This one will start from the peak of your eyebrow. Remember, the peak of the eyebrow is the highest point of the eyebrow. So starting from the peak of your eyebrow, going all the way to your hairline is called the gallbladder meridian. This one is especially important because people nowadays do not have a regular schedule, and therefore a lot of times they stay up very late at night, and it will put a lot of stress on the liver function. Your gallbladder is also very important because it is also part of your detox system. And then this one, starting from the tail of the eyebrow going upwards, that would be the liver meridian. It is right here at the tail of the eyebrow, going all the way upwards to your hairline. Your liver meridian is also a very important system. It is also part of our detox. So it is also very important to go to bed at a regular hour, because the time when your liver detox is between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. So if you are not resting during this time, it will slow down the self-repair process of the liver. Therefore, you need to massage your liver meridian on a regular basis to help stimulate it. Now we are going to do a quick review. Even if you forget how these meridians go, you at least need to know where they are. One is from your chin to under your ear. Second one is from the corner of your mouth to the middle of your ear. The side of the bottom of your nose to the top of your ear. And the next one is from the inside corner of your eye to your temple. The next one is from the head of your eyebrow to the top of your temple. These are the 5 meridians. Next one is the large intestine meridian. It starts from the corner of your nose, going through your philtrum, and then to your corner of your mouth, going down to your chin, and then back up to your ear. The meridian start from under your eye, going all the way down, past the corner of your mouth, to your chin, and then back up along to the under your ear. The small intestine meridian starts from under your ear towards the middle and bottom of your eye. This is a small intestine meridian. The next one is the Sanjiao meridian. It is from the corner of your eye towards your temple. This one starts from the bridge of your nose going upwards. This is your due meridian. The next one is the bladder meridian. You start from the head of your eyebrow all the way up to your hairline. Your gallbladder meridian starts from the peak of your eyebrow going all the way upwards to your hairline. This one is liver meridian starting at the tail of your eyebrow going all the way up to your hairline. Next, we will demonstrate it on the model. So later, when I'm demonstrating, I will only do half of the face first. When I only demonstrate on half of the face, you can see a half of the face that we have done the Bojin on becoming brighter and looking more plump. We're going to talk about acupuncture pressure points. Even though the face may seem small, there are a lot of acupuncture pressure points on our face. So what are acupuncture pressure points? So the pressure point is where the meridian and the collateral meet. We've talked about where the meridian and the collateral goes. So with the meridian and the collateral, where they have gathered or meet on our face are called the acupuncture pressure points. The acupuncture pressure points and the meridian and collaterals goes hand in hand. So the meridian and the collateral goes all over our body, where the acupuncture pressure points are meeting on our faces. The name of the special points on our face where our collateral and meridian meets. So for the acupuncture pressure point, we will also split our face into 3 different parts. The top part will be our forehead. The middle part will be from the bridge of our nose all the way down to our piltrim, and the rest will be from the piltrim all the way under to our chin. We're going to start introducing it from the bottom of the face. Since there are so many acupuncture pressure points on the face, we cannot cover all of them. Therefore, we will talk about a few main ones. Around our eyes, close to the inner corner of our eye, there is a pressure point called Jingning. In the head of the eyebrow, there's a Zanzhu pressure point, and then there's also a Yuyao pressure point. Next one is the Zanzhu Kong. These are the acupuncture pressure points right here. So if you didn't sleep well, or your eyes are feeling very tired, you can press on the pressure point called Jingning. Over here in the middle of our eye underneath is Chengqi and Sibai and Jujiao. At the corner of the eye in the back here is Tongzijiao. These acupuncture pressure points will help relieve all the exhaustion coming from looking at electronic products all day. Next, we will also talk about which acupuncture pressure points can relieve eye pressure, or the dark circles under your eyes. So if you have dark circle under your eyes, you can press on the Chengqi and the Tongzijiao, which will help relieve the dark circle under your eyes. Next, we'll talk about the nose. These 2 parts of the nose are very important. These are called the Yingxiang pressure points. If we have runny or clogged up nose due to allergies, we can press on these pressure points on a regular basis. Or we can also use essential oils to help clear up our nose. Next, around our cheekbone, there are also a few pressure points that we need to remember. This one is called Jujiao. Also call it the beauty pressure point. If we would like to have a firmer face and have it go lifted upwards, we would like to press this point on a more regular basis. You want it to feel a little bit sore or tender, but not too hard. We never want to press on the pressure points too hard because it may not be a good thing. You don't want to press it too lightly, but you also don't want to press it too hard. You want to do it within moderation. So here you can press on the Jujiao point and it'll help lift your face up. Next, around the mouth, we have Juchang. Dicang pressure point will help lift the corner of our mouth. There's also Chengjiang right here, which is also some of the facial acupuncture pressure points that we can press on. Therefore, Earlier, with the Bojin that we mentioned, we always try to bring it to the acupuncture pressure points. First one from your chin to the bottom of your ear. The second one from the corner of your mouth to the middle of your ear. Then there is the bottom corner of your nose to the top of your ear. Then from the inner corner of your eye to your temple, and from the head of your eyebrow to the top of your temple. So we also talked about around the eyebrow there are a lot of acupuncture pressure points. So with these 5 main meridians, we are also able to clear up the clog of our meridians, and it's also brought up to the acupuncture pressure points. So we're going to talk about the forehead. First one, from the bridge of your nose to your hairline. Second one, from the head of your eyebrow to your hairline. Then we have the peak of the eyebrow to your hairline and the tail of your eyebrow to your hairline. So make sure we remember the 4 meridians on our forehead as well. The dew meridian, and then you have the bladder meridian, the gallbladder meridian, and liver meridian. After we're done talking about all the meridians and acupuncture pressure points, we will ask our model to demonstrate it for us.
那经络，那表现上我们脸部来讲，就是汇集我们的脸部上主要的点叫血点，血点跟经络是相辅相成的。经络是分布在我们全身各个部位，然后我们的血点呢，就是表现在我们脸部上的点位，汇集聚集经络，以表现于脸部上的表面上的点，特殊的点叫血点。然后我们现在要介绍我们的血点好了，我们也分为3大部来讲，脸部从额头这边是上，中就是从鼻梁到人中部分，这边部分像中，然后从人中到下巴是下部分。那我们下半部，我们这边开始来介绍，因为我们血点实在太多了，那我们讲几个比较重点的好了。我们先从眼睛来讲，眼睛我们这边有个睛明穴，在眼头部分这个是睛明穴哈。再来是长足，眉头上面长足，跟这边鱼腰，还有长足空这边部分很有血点。如果你今天睡眠不好啊，或眼睛疲劳，你可以按下我们的睛明穴。然后在我们的这边眼中下方是承泣跟视白跟聚焦，然后在眼尾部分是童子焦。这边如果我们是眼睛如果疲劳，或现在人常常看3C 嘛，对不对？看3C 的产品，所以眼睛其实很疲劳。那如果我们是眼压高的部分，我们等一下会按这几个点，让我们整个眼部的放松，或者是黑眼圈，我们这下半部黑眼圈很重的部分，其实我们可以按下我们这边承泣童子焦，就眼睛下半部，让我们气血比较好，比较不会有黑眼圈啊。再来鼻子的部分。鼻子这2部分很重要，这个叫迎香穴。迎香穴，如果我们鼻子过敏不通，我们可以常常按压下这个迎香穴，或者是我们点一些精油，让我们鼻子疏通。OK， 然后在我们的这边颧骨的部分，这边有几个点要记得哦。这边聚焦，这个我们叫美容穴。如果我们今天要让我们皮肤紧致拉提，那我们的颧骨下方这边聚焦，常常按摩这边，按这个点，有点酸度，不要太用力哦。我们按摩的穴点不能太用，不太刺激，反而也不好。所以我们不能太过我们要走中庸。所以我们聚焦这边，轻轻按上去，让我们的皮肤紧致提拉。然后再来我们的下巴部分，嘴唇部分有地仓，地仓这边可以让我们嘴角上扬。然后沉江，这边就是针对我们脸部血点的按压，所以我们脸部刚才讲到我们的经络，刚才走的波经，所以我们都会带到我们的血点。所以我们刚才再强调一下，第一个从我们的下巴到耳下，这个第一条经络；第二个经络从嘴角到我们的耳下；第3个是鼻翼、耳中、耳上。再来是我们的眼头到太阳穴，那这边是三焦经， 再来我们的眼头到眼尾这边很多血点，所以我们带过就会刺激到我们的血点，所以我们这5条经络其实它都会针对我们的血点带到疏通的效果。再来额头部分，刚才有强调，第一条线从我们的鼻梁到我们的发际线，再来是眉头到我们的发际线，再来眉峰到发际线，再来是我们的眼尾、眉尾到发际线。这条额头的4个经络也是很重要哦，督脉这边、膀胱经、在胆经、肝经。然后我们介绍完经络跟穴点，等一下我们请我们 model 来示范一下。
Now I am going to introduce the facial Bojin to you. First, I am going to sanitize my hands. Even during the pandemic, actually, especially during the pandemic, as we do beauty process for people, you want to make sure you always sanitize your hands before starting any process. We will use a cotton pad that is wetted with alcohol to sanitize our hands. First, we're going to start from our fingers. We're going to sanitize all our fingers. Then, you will take the other cotton pad that's also saturated with alcohol and wipe down your other hand. This will also help our clients feel more comfortable. Today, we are going to use this energy bar. It is made with a special kind of clay, and it has over 80% of the clay inside. It also has trace minerals, and it is also infrared, and it has negative ions. With proper tools for facial Bojin, it will actually give us way better results. Everything I use will be sanitized, so I am going to sanitize the energy bar right here too. Even though it has silver ions and it is antibacterial, it is still the best if we will sanitize it first. It is especially good if you sanitize it in front of the client so they can feel more safe. Make sure you sanitize the entire tool. You can see that there are 5 teeth over here. All 5 teeth here are 99.9% energy. The energy never changes on this energy bar, and it works as far as 7 centimeters away from us. The energy on here is so strong that even if you use it for 50 or 100 years, the energy will remain the same on here. Now that we have sanitized our tools, we are going to start our demonstration of the facial Bojin. So the first thing I am going to do is actually use a little bit of essential oil for a little aromatherapy for our model. Then you will put a drop of essential oil in your palm using your body heat to heat it up and then rub it in between your palms. We will have our model do a deep breath right now. Breathe in, breathe out. We will do this breathing 3 times. So now that we have allowed the model to inhale some of the scent from the essential oil, it'll help his circulation of all the energy within his body. It'll allow our session to become more effective. So we will demonstrate it on half of his face right now, so you can see that the circulation becomes better and the face is lifted and firmer. It will prove that the effect of Bojin is very good. Now we're going to put a very popular essence on his face. In this essence, there is a very high concentration of moisturizing agents and also lightening and whitening agents. During the process, it'll allow the skin to absorb it way better and firm up. So, remember that we reviewed the meridians earlier? Our hand movements should be light, gentle, and slow. Moving from the bottom to the top, from the inside toward the outside, the slower the better. We will do it on half the face now, and you will see a very obvious difference afterwards. Do you remember the meridian we covered earlier? From the chin to the bottom of your ear. That is the first meridian. It will pass a few acupuncture pressure points under here, including the Chengjiang, Dahui, and Jiache, also Yanjiao, Jijiao, and Tongzijiao. We will start lifting from the bottom towards the top. every single meridian should have at least 5 to 10 strokes. This is the first one from the chin to under the ear. Make sure we're doing it lightly, slowly, and gently. This is the first meridian we're working on, so we will smooth it out easily and gently. Make sure you do every process nicely, but firmly. Now, even though the energy here can penetrate up to 7 to 10 centimeters, you still want to do it correctly. This way, it can effectively firm up the skin. Then we will do this one from the corner of the mouth to under the ear. We need to make sure that we have absolutely got every single one of the meridians. 5 to 10 strokes here as well. We want to make sure we're very, very gentle. Do you think it is gentle, Mr. Model? Make sure it is gentle, but it is still very effective. With the right tools, techniques, and products, then the effects will be multiplied. Now we're going to go for the third meridian, from the corner of the bottom of the nose to the middle of the ear. We're going to move on this third meridian nice and slow. We're doing half the face in order to show the difference. Then we're going to move from the nose to the top of the ear. Do you remember the next one? It will be from the inner corner of the eye all the way to the temple. It works especially well for a dark circle caused by allergies, lack of sleep, or just generally being tired. Our skin around our eyes is extra delicate, so you want to make sure you are moving as gentle and as light as possible. Make sure you are extra careful around the eye area so you don't actually touch their eyes. If you have chronic insomnia or you have lack of sleep on a regular basis and you have very dark circles under your eyes, you can always work from the inner corner of your eye all the way up to the temple lightly to work it out. So on the 5 teeth of this energy bar, it has the highest energy. All the rarest minerals are in this energy bar in high concentration. Just with a light stroke, you can tighten up the skin and get better blood flow. Once we have good circulation, we'll look healthier. Once we look healthier, all the spots on our faces will look a lot lighter. The fourth meridian line is especially important because it helps get rid of the bags under your eyes and help with dark circle under the eyes as well. If you're worried about the fine lines at the corner of your eyes, this is the best way to get rid of them. The fifth one is from the head of the eyebrow to the tail of the eyebrow, all the way to the top of the temple. Remember, there's also a lot of acupuncture pressure points on our eyebrow. There's Sanzhu, Yuyang, Sizhukong, and all these that can be worked on while we're doing this one. We've also talked about they are connected to our internal organs. Therefore, we need to stimulate it once in a while to make sure it is working properly. Once the pathway is clear, our internal organs will bring the energy we need to our entire body. Okay, so after we are done with all 5 of these main meridians, we will now work on the forehead. Because the molecules are so small on our essence, I am going to add a little bit more essence on our model's face. I couldn't see it on my side, but I believe it is actually brighter now that we've worked on this one side. Because after we have better circulation, the skin is tighter and brighter. Now we're working on the model's forehead and help the essence become absorbed better. Since we have good products, when we're working on it, it will be absorbed better as well. From where I can see it, I believe his face already seems more lifted from here. His skin is brighter. And also we will work on the forehead, which is very important. So as we mentioned before, we're only doing half of it so you can see the difference. The first one is the dew meridian, starting from the bridge of your nose all the way to your hairline. Not only does it help with the fine lines, it'll also work with the even deeper lines that we have on our forehead due to lack of collagen. Remember, the due meridian is the one that goes backwards to your tailbone, and the ren one is the one that goes front, all the way down to your groin. Make sure the ren and the due meridian are both going without any blockage, and we will look great. Remember, where they meet is within your mouth. That is why we want to put our tongue on the top of our mouth often. We are going to now lift up from the due meridian. Remember how many times we have to do it? Yes, 5 to 10 times. Next, we're going to start from the head of the eyebrow, and this one is called the bladder meridian. It goes from the head of your eyebrow to your hairline. If we stimulate the bladder meridian, it will actually help if we have to hold our urine for a long time, or if we are very prone to urinary tract infection. After this one, we are going to go with the one that's at the peak of the eyebrow, which is the gallbladder meridian. Same idea, going a straight line from the peak of the eyebrow all the way up to the hairline. After we're done with the gallbladder meridian, we're going to work on the liver meridian. Nowadays, people do not have a regular lifestyle, so it is very important to work on our liver meridian, which will help us have better liver function. We will do it for 5 turns as well. Let me take a quick look. From what I can see the difference. I don't know if you can see the difference or not. Can you tell the side is firmer, tighter, it has go in further? See, our cameraman agrees as well. The best thing is the energy bar can penetrate all the way up to 7 to 10 centimeters within even our skull. With that, since we are working on this, it will stimulate everything and allow us to glow from the inside out. It will work on almost all skin conditions. And that will be all for our facial Bojin. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So after we have finished your right side of the face, everyone can see the difference. So now we're going to start working on the left side of the face. Even though there are a lot of acupuncture pressure points on the face, you only have to remember the 5 main steps, starting from the chin. Same thing, you have to do at least 5 strokes per meridian. Make sure it is slow and gentle. The second meridian is from the corner of the mouth to the middle of the ear. It works the best with the fine lines or crow feet and also with saggy chins. Based on the different situation of all the different people, we can emphasize on different bits if we have to. For instance, if we have an older model today, he will have a little bit more of a saggy chin. This way, we can focus on the chin a little bit more, from 10 strokes to maybe even 15 strokes. It can be adjusted based on the skin quality and condition. There is no firm rule to how many times you can stroke it. Second one will be from the corner of your mouth to the middle of your ear. The slower, lighter, gentler that your strokes are, the better. Make sure you're not doing it too hard, because we have very delicate skin on our faces, so you shouldn't stretch it too much. Where the third one is, it's from the corner of your nose to the top of your ear / your temple. It's mainly focus on your cheekbones, and this is where the beauty acupressure puncture point. Then we will work on the third one, starting from the side of your nose. The fourth one is going to be right here, and we can adjust any problem we have around our eyes. From the inner corner of your eye to the end of your eye, all the way to the temple. Make sure you're extra careful with the eyes. Sometimes if someone is a little bit older, the eye area is a little bit saggier. During this time, we can emphasize a little bit more on our essence. Our model today doesn't have that problem very badly, but if it is a little bit saggier, I would focus on it more. Lifting lightly from right here. I'm sure he finds it very comfortable as well. Then we're going to work on the eyebrows, which has a lot of acupuncture pressure points. With Zhenju, Yu Yao, and Siju Kong. If our eyes get tired very easily, we can press it around the Jingling pressure point. We can also press right here a little bit at the inner corner of the eye to help relieve the eye pressure. It can also help lighten dark circles under the eyes. I've emphasized earlier that we will have to adjust it based on the skin condition of our client. It doesn't have to be 5 strokes per meridian. If he is a little bit older with more dark circle or bags under his eyes, then we'll emphasize it more. Now we're done with the head of the eyebrow. The rest of the eyebrow are also very important, all the way down along to the top of the temple. When we're done with all this, we will then work on the forehead. Remember the 4 different ones on the forehead? First one from the bridge of the nose to the hairline, the dew meridian. The head of your eyebrow to your hairline. This is the bladder meridian. Peak of the eyebrow all the way to the hairline. This is the gallbladder meridian. The corner of the eye all the way up to the hairline is the liver meridian. Because with modern days people, they do not sometimes sleep during the day, and they do not get enough rest at night. With your liver, they don't always tell you there's something wrong with them, so we have to take care of our liver even more. When we're doing this, not only do we work on the meridian, it will also help the fine lines on the forehead. We will work on the bladder meridian. With the bladder meridian is because nowadays people sit around for a long time and sometimes they do not go to the bathroom when they're supposed to. It will help boost the health of your bladder. This is the gallbladder meridian. You can also work on this one for 5 strokes. Do you stay up late very often? No, that's not too bad then. While you're doing the facial bojin, if a line is especially red, that means maybe there's something wrong with that organ or they stay up very late very often. Next, we will work on the large intestine meridian. We'll work from your nose down to the corner, and then down to the bones down here, and then lift up all the way to the bottom of the ear. With the stomach meridian, you go down from the middle of the eye all the way to the chin and then go back up again. Small intestine meridian, you will start from the bottom of your ear all the way to your eye. Then the sunjiao meridian, which is from under your corner of your eye to your temple. That would be all for the facial bojin. I hope you all enjoyed it.
要修复的效果会更久，所以我们切记拨筋一定要轻、要柔、要慢，而且我们又有好的工具，其实事半功倍。那加上我们好的精华液，我们皮肤现在看哦，就会亮泽度提升。那我们鼻翼第3条，走到鼻翼 ，OK。那第4条还记得哪里吗？针对我们眼睛周围的问题都可以做调整，眼头经过眼尾。到太阳穴这边，所以眼睛部位要特别注意，眼睛强调哦。我们走第4条经络的时候，眼睛要特别的小心，因为很重要。我再讲一次，眼睛的部分你一定要看他的，因为怕年纪大的人他眼睛会下垂，这时候我们可以加强我们的精华液，精华液可以加强。那针对这边部分，因为我们今天的被操作者是个帅哥年轻，因为他眼睛的还好。那没有下垂，可是他这边就会有就是会比较垂，我就加强他的眼角。那我可以针对他这边做提拉，轻轻的提拉哦，眼头、眼尾、太阳穴，轻轻的提拉，相信他也感觉到蛮舒服的哈。来，我们那个第4条走完之后，我们再讲眉毛的部分。眉毛是不是很多穴点？再强调一下，眉毛有什么？这边有什么？掌足、鱼腰跟什么？丝竹空。那如果我们今天眼睛很容易酸的话，我们睛明穴可以按压一下。那我们这个提拉棒，我也轻轻的针对他眼头这边按压，让他的眼压不会那么高。或者他睡眠不好，有黑眼圈，我们就轻轻的带过来，加强眼睛的部分。我刚才是不是强调要看我们今天被操作者他皮肤状态？跟他的皮肤的问题做调整，不一定是说这条肌肉我们每条都走5下，那我们可以跟他针对他的问题的肌肤做调整。如果今天我在强调，如果他今天是一个年纪大的被操作者，他眼睛下垂、眼尾多或黑眼圈、眼蛋大，那我们就要轻轻的加强他这里，这个拨筋要轻轻的往上提拉，可以有效的改善。所以我们针对不同的人、 不同的方法，那我们可以做调整，不一定每条经络只能走5下哦。OK， 然后我们走完这眉头的部分，在眉毛的部分也是很重要，也是到太阳穴上面，走到发际线。因为我们这边眉毛很多不同的穴点，是针对我们眼睛周围的问题，其实我们才能按压。因为现在人的压力大，又看3C 呀，又看手机呀，其实眼睛的问题很大，又常熬夜，所以很重要。所以眼睛的部分一定要轻、要柔、要慢。OK， 走完之后，我们在额头，额头有哪4条还记得吗？从鼻梁到这边发际线，这个叫督脉。眉头到发际线，这条什么？膀胱线、膀胱经。然后眉峰到发际线这边叫什么？这个叫胆经。那眉尾呢，在发际线上，我们要走到对位哦，这边叫什么？肝经。肝经也是现在人很大的问题哦，因为常常熬夜，或者是你日夜颠倒，都睡白天，晚上不睡，所以很伤肝。所以我们对肝的部分一定要好好的保护哦，因为肝是它不会表达它今天受伤了，肝是没有反应的，所以我们常常要按摩这条。所以我们先从督脉按摩也是5下 ，OK。它不仅走经络，它可以针对我们额头的一些细纹啊做改善。来，在我们的那个眉头，这个膀胱经，因为现在人的也是长久坐、憋尿，可能是膀胱有些问题，或常常会发炎或漏尿。那其实我们常常可以按摩一下我们的膀胱经，让我们膀胱比较健康一点。按完膀胱经之后呢，这个叫胆经，也是眉峰上面，也是走个5下。然后最主要的是我们的胆经，有熬夜吗？常常熬夜吗？还好。如果你今天因为在走经络拨经的时候，如果它这边特别红，就代表它可能那个器官或者是比较有一些问题，或比较常熬夜。OK， 还好，我就看这个模特这边还好，所以没常熬夜了哈。OK， 来，我们再复习一下我们刚才经络这边哈，然后大肠经有哪？从鼻翼，我们走一下大肠经，鼻翼到嘴角，然后颧骨这边往上提拉，到我们耳下，这条是大肠经 ，OK， 来走一下。那胃经，我刚才是强调我们从眼下这边，眼中往下走，走到这里，下巴这边再往上提拉，这条是胃经。再来小肠经，从耳下往上走到眼尾这边，眼中眼尾部分这个小肠经。再来三焦经，眼下的太阳穴。OK， 这就是以上我们的示范脸部拨经。
Now that we've finished talking about the facial Bojin, we are now going to talk about ampoules. Ampoules are our currently most popular product for facials, so I believe everyone knows about it with skincare products. So, with your facial care routine, not only do you wash your face, use lotion and toner, don't forget to use the ampoule once in a while as well. An ampoule is an essence that has been concentrated multiple times. Usually, the ampoules are only 5 milliliters to 10 milliliters. Don't worry, even though it is only this small, it has the same amount of essence as you would get in 100 milliliters of essence. That means it is very concentrated. So the moisturizing agent and the nutrients inside are way more than the regular essence. There are also many active ingredients in an ampoule. Because of its high concentration, a lot of times ampoules are used for emergency skincare. For instance, if we have an event that we have to put makeup on the next day, and we have a very bad skin condition today, we will use an ampoule to help boost the condition of the skin. There are also many different types of ampoule based on their ingredient that they focus on. It could be whitening, it could be anti-aging, it could be multiple different things. For instance, if we got sunburned at the beach the day before, we can use an essence with moisturizer and whitening, so we can fix our skin and allow it to heal so it wouldn't be so dark. If we're tired or our skin has a lot of fine lines, we can choose an anti-aging ampoule. With that, you will be able, hopefully, to fix the condition of the skin slowly but surely. That is why there is a very wide variety of usage for ampoules. One thing that is very similar to an ampoule will be an original liquid. The original liquid will only have one ingredient. It is very highly concentrated, thus making it different from regular makeup or skincare products. Similarly, with these liquids, they have different functions as well. For instance, whitening or anti-aging. However, what we're focusing on today would be the ampoules. In short, an ampoule is an essence of the essence. Usually, an ampoule have higher than 12 times the active ingredient of regular creams and lotions. It is often used for emergency maintenance. It allows our skin to become in the best condition within the shortest amount of time, which is why it is so popular right now. Now that we know what ampoules are, when do you think would be a good timing to use ampoules? Ampoules can be used in a few different ways. It can be used during daily skincare routine, emergency maintenance, or a quick maintenance before makeup, making the makeup last better. Because ampoules are very highly concentrated, when we use it for daily care, it can be used maybe once a month or whatnot, because it is not as price-friendly for everyday makeup. Because it is pricier, maybe even if you want to use it once a month, it can cost quite a bit of money. Even when you have a slightly lower budget, you can use an ampoule 1 to 3 times a month. If you are able to use an ampoule 1 to 2 a week, it can really help your skin be in tip-top condition all the time. As for the second one, emergency maintenance, it is for all those different occasions that popped up without prior notice, or when we have accidentally stayed up too late, or even when we're sunburned and we have an event that we have to attend the next day. Also, for instance, if right before a wedding, the bride may use an ampoule for their skin up to 3 days before the wedding. This way, the bride will be in the best skin condition on the day of the wedding. That would be the emergency skin maintenance. Another kind is for right before makeup. Sometimes, if the bride is having a very bad skin condition day on the day of her wedding, we will take off all her makeup, and then half an hour before she has to reapply the makeup, we will use from 1 up to 3 bottles of ampoule to do the maintenance. This way, her skin condition will be flawless right after makeup. That is why a lot of wedding assistants will use ampoules to help brides' makeup stay better during weddings. This way, with good skin condition, your skin will look bright and nice after the makeup. The makeup will also not look blotchy. On the other hand, if your skin is not under the best condition, if you put makeup on, then it might clog and drop like wall. Therefore, ampoules are very important. That's why with ampoules, it will really help makeup look very nice after makeup.
急救的保养，可能说我们今天可能过度熬夜，皮肤暗沉啊，或者细纹产生啊，可能是说这边突然长斑啊，可是我们明天有重要的会议要开，或者明天要拍个广告，或明天有个活动，女孩子很多晚宴啊，可能说明天怎么办？我们今天可能晒伤了，那我就赶快今天晚上就开始加强我们的安瓶的保养，那针对我们的皮肤状态做保养，那可能像有些新娘要结婚前3天。就会用安瓶来保养她的皮肤，达到最好的效果。但她结婚那天化的妆最漂亮，皮肤状态最好，所以那个叫急救型的保养。再来，可能说我今天晚上有个化妆，我今天晚上有晚会，可是要化妆，可是我皮肤状态没那么好，怎么办？像我们在帮新娘化妆， 或者是一些特殊表演人士化妆，我们可能在化妆前30分钟，我就帮他卸完妆，赶快用安瓶一直加强吸收，可能一次用到1到3瓶的安瓶，让他皮肤加强吸收。等一下化完妆的状态会很好哦。所以我们现在很多新娘秘书在帮新娘化妆，可能我们在前面会用安瓶让他帮他定妆，让它的效果会更好。那化完妆比较不容易脱妆。如果你今天皮肤状态好的话，你化完妆，你皮肤就会呈现透亮，不会脱妆。所谓的脱妆，就是我们可能看那个墙壁就会掉漆一块一块的。相对的，皮肤如果不好，你今天化的妆上去的时候，就会跟那个水泥漆一样，一直跳漆哦。所以安瓶非常的重要。在化妆前，如果我们加强这个新娘子或者是表演者，在化妆前30分钟，我们让他强迫他的皮肤吸收、保湿、亮白，所以我们化完妆的效果真的会很好哦。
Hello everyone, I will talk about the shoulder and neck massage and how to relieve stress through massage of this area. First of all, when we are doing shoulder and neck relieving massages, we need to know about these 4 acupuncture points. First one we're going to talk about, it is called Jianjing, which is the shoulder wheel. The Dazhui point is at where our spine is. It is the depression right below the first bulge after you lower your head. It is on the midline of the neck. From there to the tip of our shoulder, right in the middle, it is called Jianjing. The function of the shoulder wheel, the Jianjing acupuncture point, is it regulates our vital energy and blood, relaxes meridians, and it also dredges collaterals and relieves numbness. Therefore, if we have headaches, a stiff neck, a neck, shoulder, and back pain, and mastitis, we can always massage this pressure point in order to relieve the symptoms. The next, we are going to talk about the Dazhui pressure point, which is also called the great vertebrae. When you're lowering the head, as we said before, it is going to be that little depression right below the first bulge. It is around the 7th cervical vertebrae. The function of pressing this pressure point is to relieve shoulder, neck, and lumbar pains. It also helps soothe the blood flow and meridians of our entire body. During the pandemic, if you're slightly under the weather, you can use a lukewarm water between 36 to 38 degrees, and you can put the water on this pressure point. It helps prevent cold. The third pressure point is called the Gaohuang, which is called also the vital region. It is located on the inner side of the scapula. You can feel it. It's right in the middle on the side. They have one on each side of scapula. When you massage this point, it is good for relieving chronic stress and fatigue. It is also good for people with chronic disease to have this spot massaged more. So with this point, if it is rolling everything up to the front for the meridian, it is actually ruling all the lungs and the heart. Therefore, if you massage this point, it relieves cough, asthma, sometimes it helps forgetfulness with older people, also it helps with bronchitis and tuberculosis. So these are the 3 acupuncture points that we need to know about when it comes to relieving shoulder and neck pressure. They are the Jianjing, the Dazhui, and the Gaohuang. When we are massaging these acupuncture points, we also need to know about meridians. When we're massaging this point, we can focus on the levator scapula and the rhomboid minor. These are some of the muscles that we will actually work on when we're actually demonstrating on someone. That would be the acupuncture points that we are introducing for our shoulder and neck stress relief massage. Next, we're going to talk about the head massage techniques. There are 15 acupuncture points that we should learn over here. So I will introduce these 15 acupuncture points. Starting from the front, where the hairline is, there's this one called shenting. You can put pressure on the shenting to relieve symptoms of insomnia, nose discomfort, and headaches. It is located right on the top of our forehead, next to the hairline. Moving on top about 10 centimeters, that will be the 冲会 spot. So as we said, when we move up from the shenting, this is where the 冲会 spot is. Right in front of the 冲会, it is called 前顶. Right behind the 前顶 would be the 百会 spot. After the 百会, it is the 后顶. This will be the first meridian. So after that, we'll look at shenting, which is the first acupuncture point on our forehead. On both sides of the shenting, about 10 centimeters away, it is our chi spot. Same with the other meridian, with the chi, it also helps with headaches, along with discomfort of the eyes and the ears. 10 centimeters lower from the chi is our hanyin. Same with the chi, this will also relieve the pressure of the eyes, the ears, and the nose, and it is called hanyin. Further down, at a 15-degree angle, right about on top of your ear, about a finger's width. This is where we would call the 角孙 spot. By massaging the 角孙, it improves discomfort in eyes, ears, headaches, and also helps with hair loss problems. Next, in the very front of our ear, this is called 颌梁. 颌梁 is also the closest to our eyes and our ears. Therefore, it is good for relieving discomfort in the eyes and the ears. It also helps with headaches. Next, going along the ear, going to the bottom of the ear, this is the 衣缝 spot. It is right here where I'm pressing right now. When you press on this point, it helps with headache, with our ears, and it also helps eliminate fatigue. If you're often very stressed out, you should press on the 衣缝 spot more often. Also, if you have cold hands and feet and you want better blood circulation, pressing and massaging the 衣缝 bit will also help. So we are going to review it one more time. The first one up here is the shenting on the forehead. 10 centimeters from shenting will be the 冲会. Moving further back from 冲会will be the 前顶. Moving further backward from 前顶would be 百会. Further back from 百会is 后顶. This is the first line. So as you can see from the location, this one has a lot to do with our eyes, our headache, and also our nose. Then, starting with the shenting, if you move about 10 centimeters to the right, it would be the 曲长, and then 寒叶. Then, about a finger's width on top of our ear would be 角孙. And then you move it forward to the very front of the ear. This is the 颌梁. The very bottom of the ear is called 衣缝. Then we're going to talk about their functions. For shenting, it helps soothe insomnia, your nose discomfort, and headache. 10 centimeters up, we get to 冲会. This is also working on headache, and also it helps with hair loss. Moving forward, it will be 前顶, and it helps relieve our nose and our ear. It also helps with headache. Then we can look at the 百会. 百会is the most important gate to our entire head. Then, when we press on this one, it helps with autonomic disorders, also with headache and dizziness. Also, insomnia, hair loss, and hemorrhoid. So 10 centimeters to the right of shenting will be 曲长. 曲长 works with our nose, our headache, and our discomfort of our eyes. If you have nervous pains, then you should press on the 曲长 more often. 10 centimeters down from 曲长 is our 寒焰. 寒焰 also works with our headache, eyes, and ears. Further down, on top of our ear, about a finger's width, is 角孙. 角孙 improves our eyes, ears, headache, and hair loss problems. The very front of the ear is called 颌梁. 颌梁 also deals with our eyes, our ears, and our headache. These are all the acupuncture points on top of our head and close to our ear. And the next one is 衣缝. 衣缝 helps with headache, ears, and also general discomfort with bad blood circulation. You will press on the 衣缝. Next, we're going to talk about the acupuncture points on our neck. There are a few acupuncture points on the neck. As you can see, Dazhui is right here. We're going to talk about the one that is right on the top of your neck. This is what we call the Feng Fu spot. Right under Feng Fu is what we call Yamen. Starting from there, going onto both sides, this is called the Feng Chi. Going lower from Feng Chi is Tianzhu. Going further left or right from the Feng Chi is our Wengu. Lower than that will be the Tianyou. We will repeat one more time. First of all, the indent over here on the top is called Feng Fu. Going lower, in between the Feng Fu and Dazhui, is called Yamen. Going to both sides, it would be Feng Chi. Going further down, parallel from the Yamen, is what we call Tianzhu. Extending further left and right from the Feng Chi is the Wengu. Going lower and extending from where we see Tianzhu is what we call Tianyou.
眼睛、耳朵、头痛跟掉发的问题，就是在所谓的角孙。那我们刚刚讲的耳朵的最前端的地方，就是所谓颌了，颌了一样改善我们的眼睛、耳朵跟头痛的问题。好，那以上这边就是在我们的整个头顶跟我们的耳朵周遭的一个穴位，还有刚刚所谓的翳风，翳风一样改善我们的头痛。 还有我们的耳朵的不舒服，跟全身的一个手脚冰冷的气血循环，还有消除我们的压力，就是在于翳风。好，那这个前面这一段跟我们耳朵的穴位已经走完，接下来我们要到我们的脖子。那脖子的部分就是我往后，脖子的部分有几个穴位哈，我先介绍穴位的部分。第一个这边是我们整个脖子最上顶的地方。 我刚刚讲的大椎在这里，我们头低下去凸的地方下面就是我们的大椎穴，然后这个地方我们的整个头，大家可以按按看，往下顶的地方有个穴位，这叫做所谓的风府穴。风府穴下面就是所谓的哑门，然后再往两侧的地方，就是我们的风池穴。风池穴再往下是天柱穴，然后在整个风池在 横的往右边，往左右边的话，就是我们的腕骨穴，然后下面就是天游穴。好，这些穴位我再重复一遍哈。第一个，我们头顶的这个凹的地方叫做所谓的风府穴，风府穴再往下的地方，就是在我们大椎跟风府穴的中间，就叫所谓的哑门穴。好，然后再有两侧地方就是我们的风池穴，好，然后风池穴的部分，然后再 风池穴的向下的地方，就是跟我们的哑门平行的地方，好，就是我们的所谓的天柱。好，然后所谓的风池再往左右延伸的地方，就是我们的腕骨穴。那腕骨穴再往下的地方，跟我们刚刚天柱在往左右
These are the 6 different acupuncture points up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the top of the Feng Chi, it relieves headaches, ear discomfort, nose discomfort, and soreness in your shoulder and neck. The next one will be Feng Fu in the middle. When the Feng Fu plays, it improves discomfort in your nose, it regulates blood pressure, and it dissipates coldness and refreshes spirits if you're constantly drowsy. Tianzhu is right below Feng Fu. So, to improve discomfort in nose and eyes, relieve soreness in your shoulder and neck, and stabilize your blood pressure, we can press the Tianzhu. So, on both sides of Feng Fu, it is the Feng Chi, and we talked about it regarding headache, ears, and eyes. From Feng Chi going lower, it would be Tianzhu. Tianzhu works on our nose, our eyes, our shoulder and neck pain, and also our blood pressure. Feng Fu going on both sides is called Wengu. When we work with Wengu, it is also for your headache, shoulder and neck pain, and blood circulation. So also at the Bai Hui, which is a door to our entire head. From your Bai Hui all the way to the right a little bit, further down there's a little indent. It's called Tong Tian. What is Tongtian for? You can try pressing on it. It'll be a little bit tender, and you can press on it. It helps with hair loss problem. So these are the 15 most well-known acupuncture points. So you can work on it based on your own situation of your nose, your ears, or your tiredness of your eyes, even for autonomous problems, and you can press on these spots more often. Now, if you can look at here, I have written numbers on the top of the head. So let's review this. The first one is Bai Hui. It is right between of our two ears in the center. This is the Bai Hui. This is the door to our body. Number 2 is our Chengmen. The number 2 is Chengmen, and in front of it is Shenting. So if you do from the front to the back, it would be Shenting, Chengmen, and Bai Hui. Number 13 would be Holding. Next to Shenting for about 10 centimeters, it's Qu-Cha. Further right, about 10 centimeters, you can see where number 5 is Han Yin. Going back from Han Yin, on top of the ear, about a finger's width, is Jiao Sun. Around the ear, on the very front of the ear, it is called He Liao. Going down, on the very bottom of the ear, is the Yi Feng. So this covers our entire forehead and our ears. Then we can look at the back. So we talked about when we bend our head lower, there's a little spot that will be protruding out. The end down here all the way on the bottom is what we call Da Zhui. Going up where the nape of the neck is, it's called Feng Fu. Right under Feng Fu is Yamen. On both sides of the Feng Fu is the Feng Chi. On both left and right side. Right underneath Feng Chi is Tianju. On both sides, left and right sides of Feng Chi is our Wengu. So this is all the acupuncture pressure points on our head. Also, we talked about on both sides of our Bai Hui, about 10 centimeters, is called Tongtian. So on the entire meridian of the top of your head, along with the acupuncture pressure points, first one is Shenting, and then Cenghui, and then Bai Hui, and then toward Holding. This is what we would call the Du Meridian. Going along the Du Meridian, you'll go to the Feng Fu and the Yamen. So going along this entire line will be the Du Meridian. We also mentioned about 10 minutes away from our Shenting, on the other side, is Qu-Cha. Qu-Cha, going from front to the back, is what we would call the bladder meridian. It would pass Tongtian, going all the way back to Feng Chi and then Tianju. And you will end up on both sides of Da Zhui, and this is where the bladder meridian is. And then the third one being what we called Han Yin just now. And then from Han Yin, Jiao Sun, He Yao to Yi Feng, this entire line follows along what we call the Sanjiao meridian. So we're going to review one more time from Shenting, Holding, Bai Hui, and Holding, going all the way back to Feng Fu and Yamen. This will be the Du Meridian. And then it will follow down to where Da Zhui is, all the way back down to our tailbone. The second one will be the Qu-Cha next to Shenting. Qu-Cha going all the way back to Tongtian, to Feng Chi, and Tianju. This follows a line along both sides of Da Zhui, which is the bladder meridian. And then next, we will talk about Han Yin, which is where the Sanjiao meridian is, which is Han Yin, Jiao Sun, He Liao, going all the way down to Yi Feng. The Sanjiao meridian has to do with our sleep quality, and this covers our entire head. Now that we've known everything about the head, we're going to talk about the shoulder and the neck, which there are 3 main points that we're going to talk about. bending your head forward, and there is a little bit of a indent right there. It is where we call the 大椎. This is where the tip of the shoulder is. So going from 大椎 to the side of the shoulder, where the tip of the shoulder is. In the middle right here, it is called the 肩颈. This is how you approximate the location. Then you go downwards and to these 2 points, which is the side of the scapula, on the outside. On the side, right where the scapula is where we call the 肩胛, also known as 高皇. So the 高皇 is right in the middle of the scapula. This is where the 肩颈 is, and this is where 大椎 is. This is our introduction to all the acupuncture pressure points of our head, our shoulder, and our neck.
好，接下来是我们的三焦经在哪里呢？刚刚有提到所谓的我们的含咽、角孙，好，然后这边是合髎，再走耳朵的下方到所谓的翳风穴，好，这边走的整条，我们走的叫做所谓的三焦经，好，跟睡眠品质有关系。好，这边就是我们整个头部的一个穴位的部分。好，那我们现在呢，知道头部之后呢，我们顺便先带一下我们的肩颈。刚刚提到肩颈有3个穴位哈，刚头，我们头低下去，好，这边有个凸的地方的下方有个凹陷处，就是我们的大椎穴，然后这走的就是所谓的大椎。好，那我们刚刚提到说，在整个大椎跟我们的整个肩颈的整个外侧的地方，跟大椎，这边叫做肩峰，就是我们这边有个硬的地方，骨头就是肩峰，到大椎的中间地方就叫我们的所谓的肩颈穴，这样子你的位置大概就是这样子去做所谓的一个大约大概跟大家说明一下，好，然后我们再往下走，这2个就是所谓的我们的肩胛骨的外侧，好，整个肩胛骨的中间点就是我们的肩胛穴、肩颈穴、肩胛穴膏肓穴，所谓膏肓穴，好，所以整个肩胛骨的中间地方就是我们的膏肓穴，然后这边就是我们的肩颈穴，这边大椎穴，好，所以这是我们的整个肩颈的一个穴位的部分。好，那以上是我们的头部跟我们的整个肩颈的一个穴位的一个介绍。好，那我们接下来就带来所谓的
Next, we will demonstrate it hands-on. First, you will need a massage oil for the body, because we will be working on the shoulder and neck after this. We also have a spa essential oil for our head with energy. So first and foremost, when we're working on a client, what we need to do is to make sure our hands and fingernails are always clean. You want to make sure you don't have long protruding fingernails and it doesn't hurt. Also, you need to maintain it very clean. Then you can try to work on the client. The other very important point is our sanitary process. It does not matter whether it's during the pandemic or not, we need to make sure we sanitize our hands. We will take 2 cotton pads and wet it with 75% alcohol. Once the cotton pads are well saturated, we will start with either hand and use a cotton pad to sanitize our hands. With the palm of your hand, the back of your hand, and in between your fingers. Also, you have to sanitize the tip of your fingers, along with your wrist. And then you sanitize the other hand, in the exact same order. Now that we're done sanitizing our hand, before we start the entire process, we also need to make sure we sanitize our energy bar. Earlier, we mentioned the 15 different acupuncture pressure points on our head. Now, we will show you the proper way to massage it on the model. As we are massaging the model later on, we will be massaging in small circular motions. We will review one more time. On the top of the forehead, this is a shenting. From shenting, going back about 10 centimeters, this is chenghui. Then there is chenghui, qianding, and baihui. And then this is a holding. Next to shenting, it is a qu chang. Next, it is heyan after qu chang. Then, about 1 finger on top of our ear is 角孙. The very front of the ear is 颌了. Going around behind the ear to the bottom of the ear is 衣缝. And from here, it is 身庭 to 聪慧 to 圈顶 to 百会. So about 3 fingers width away from 百会, it is a 通天. This is going to be the order of how we're going to massage after this. So if we go the front, all the way to the back, all the way to Yamen, this is our due meridian. From 身庭, about 2 fingers width, it is called 举叉. Going from 举叉 to 通天 to 风池 to 天柱. This is our bladder meridian. Then, we also mentioned 汉咽, 角孙, and 颌了 earlier. Including 衣缝, this covers the 三角 meridian. There is, all the way down, there's another point called 天佑, but this is where the 三角 meridian goes. We will start demonstrating right now. First, we will use the spa energy essential oil. We will take a little bit, put it in the palm of our hands, and then put it into the model's hair. We mentioned earlier, all the different points right next to the ear are very much related to our sleep. We will do a nice and gentle massage with our hands. Then there's 身庭, 曲叉, and 汉咽 right here. Way down to 角孙, we can massage all of them. Then there's 身庭, 聪慧, 圈顶, and 百会. Press on the 百会lightly. Using our middle finger, our index finger, and our ring finger, we can do a very light massage, working our way all the way up to the top of the head. Then we also mentioned the 风符 and 风池, one gu. We'll also use our middle finger and ring finger to give it a massage from the bottom to the top and do a small bojin. And lightly you can press on it. This is where the 衣缝 is, and you have to do it very nicely and gently. Starting light, and then you can do a little bit stronger. You can ask them to open their mouth and breathe out. This is how we evenly distribute the spa essential oil into his hair to work with it. Now we're going to use the energy bar, and using a circular motion, we'll give him a very gentle massage. The first one is our 身庭, working to 聪慧, 圈庭, 百会, 后顶. You can work on it as if you're trying to brush their hair. Now we're going to tilt the model's head sideways a little bit. You can wiggle it a little bit left and right as if it is a zigzag or a lightning going downwards. We'll do it about 5 times on our due meridian, going left and right, small zigzag as if they're small lightnings. We're doing it the 3rd and 4th time now. When you get to 百会, you can work on it a little bit longer, and then you can keep going downwards until 丰富 and Yamen. That would be our due meridian. Then we will do the 曲叉 next to the due meridian, going along the bladder meridian. It goes all the way backwards to 风池, 天柱, and we're going to do this 5 times as well. Make sure you want to be very gentle, very small, and not overly acted. And here's the 通天 going downwards to the next one, 风池, 天柱. We will now start our 3rd time, 曲叉, 通天. Now we're doing it the 4th time. This is the 5th time we're doing now. Okay, so now we're done with working on the due meridian and the bladder meridian. Now we're going to work on the 三角 meridian, which is very good for people who either goes to bed very late or have insomnia. When you're going on the 三角 meridian, you want to make sure you want to be very gentle, starting from 汉咽, 角孙, 颌了, and 衣缝. In the same way. You can go straight here, and there are a lot of acupuncture points here that is very much related to our around our ear that has to do with our sleep. And here's 衣缝, 角孙, 汉咽. This is our 3rd time now. We will also do this 5 times. This is the fourth time. Now the fifth time. With pressing downwards spot by spot, we will now emphasize on the different acupuncture pressure points. This is where the Sanjiao meridian is. This is us demonstrating on one side of the head. On the right side of the head, we're also going to demonstrate. First, we will go down the Du meridian and then the bladder meridian. Qu-cha, Tong-tian, Feng-chi, and Tian-zhu. Third, we will go with the Sanjiao meridian. Then it will be Han-yen, Jiao-sun, on top of the ear. And then we are going to go with He-liao and all the way down to Yi-peng. The left side, we will do the exact same as the right side. This will be the entire pressure relief for our head. Then we will use the tip of our finger to emphasize on all the different pressure points earlier. Shenting, Qu-cha, Han-yen.
好，可以左右左右左右哈，用闪电式的，慢慢的，往下。好，现在大概我们督脉部分做个5次。轻轻的左右，闪电式的小闪电，做一个轻柔的一个舒压按摩。第3、第4遍。好，百会地方可以稍微，好，这个地方的一个次数可以多一点。那再慢慢的由下，然后到我们的风府、哑门。好，然后第5遍。刚刚讲的就是督脉的部分哈，那接下来我们做的就是督脉旁边的曲叉，曲叉走的是我们的膀胱经一样哈。我们头弯一下，然后走到后方的风池、天柱，好，一样走5遍。记得动作哈，要细要小，好，每个动作都要走到，好，不要太大。通天，好，一路往下走。到下面的风池、天柱，好，来，我们第3遍，好，曲叉、通天，来，第4遍。第5遍。好，来，刚刚走的督脉跟膀胱经走完了哈，那现在我们针对常常会晚睡，然后睡不着、失眠的状况，我们走的就是三焦经。 好，那走三焦经的时候，哈，记得动作不要太重，哈，慢慢的走。那刚刚有提到所谓的含咽、角孙，哈，还有所谓的合髎跟翳风穴，哈，当然我们走的是这些穴位。好，那一样哈。好，口罩要拿吗？我们先把口罩一边拿起来。走直的，耳朵哈旁边很多的穴位哈，跟我们的睡眠有很大的关系哈。翳风，角孙，含咽，角孙，第3遍哦，哈，一样走5遍。第4遍。第5遍。好，用点的方式哈，穴位哈，我们做一个加强。好，那这边就是所谓的三焦经，好。好，那这就是我们头部一边的一个示范。好，那我们这边的示范的部分哈，一样是照我们的右边的头部一样，先走所谓的第一个所谓的督脉，然后第2个走的是我们的膀胱经，好，曲叉通天，然后到后面的所谓的风池到天柱，然后第3个走的是我们三焦经，三焦经走的就是所谓的含咽，好，刚刚讲的含咽地方，然后在角孙，好，然后在耳朵最上方，哈，就是耳朵最上方的合髎，然后再走到下面的翳风穴，好，所以我们的右半边走的就跟左半边走的就跟右半边一样，好，那我们整个头部舒压做完之后呢，我们再用我们的指尖的地方再做一个刚刚穴位的一个加强，神庭、曲叉、含咽，好，角孙、合髎。翳风顶一下由浅到深，然后请你的模特儿嘴巴张开，好，大概可以顶个3下、2下。然后，用我们的手心手心腹的地方做一个头部的一个按压，由中间往2侧，一直到耳朵， 最后一个动作就是我们做一个头部的释放的部分，哈，梳头。来，头接微笑。我们先做正面。左侧一样，梳头，做个头部的一个释压，好，好，先把 model 的头转侧边，大闪电，走刚刚3条经络膀胱经，然后督脉跟所谓的三焦经。那一样是，左半边的头，做一个大闪电的释放。那今天呢，最后我们就把你的 model 最后一个动作就把 model 的头发往上拨，往上拨然后抓它的发，应该叫发根，直接往后拉。好，如果是长头发的，直接抓马尾，直接到这个地方。绝对不能抓它的这个根，要抓它的发尾。好，来做一次，拨，拨。好，那这是我们头部的一个舒压的一个按摩的示范。现在我要示范的是肩颈舒压的一个手法。首先我会先示范正面，然后示范正面完之后，我会示范所谓的背面的地方。好，那肩颈部分我们需要就是先用我们的小毛巾，先用小毛巾直接我们小毛巾部分要放在我们 model 的一个腋下跟胸前齐的地方。好，这个地方是我们等一下示范的一个范围。好，那头部的地方呢，把你的客人的头把所有的毛全部塞到你的毛巾里面，然后把它包好。这个目的是什么呢？因为有些客人有些 model 他不喜欢头油油的，所以我们也是为了安全，为了所谓的卫生来进行做所谓的包头的动作。好，那这些动作都做好之后呢，我们就可以进行所谓的操作了。那一样，我们的工具就是我们需要所谓的一个身体的一个按摩油身体按摩油它本身就是要延展性够，而且质地细腻的的按摩油，而且亲肤性高的所以你们在选择按摩油的部分要有这几个条件。好，那以上这些呢，接下来我们就要示范的6个动作正面的部分6个动作。一样取适量的你要以你的模特儿 好，它的一个你要施作的范围多大，取适量的一个按摩油的部分一样在身上哈，然后来先进行所谓的云油哈，在大胸肌这个地方做所谓的一个螺旋的云油，然后再到所谓的三角肌，好，大胸肌好螺旋，好包覆三角肌，好大胸肌、三角肌。好，那我们再来取一些，好，因为它的范围比较大，所以我们的油不太够。这个后面的垫子很难操作。好，一样好。那我们最后云油要回到哪个地方？到我们刚刚做肩颈的穴位的时候，有一个所谓的风池穴。好，由我们的大胸肌到三角肌，然后走我们的肩胛提肌，好，杠上肌，好，这条筋到最后走到我们的所谓的风池穴，好，然后往上顶。好，来各位，好，走这一条。好，走这一条，再示范一次哦。好，大胸肌、三角肌包覆到我们的后面的斜方肌，到我们的风池穴。好，这就是我们的一个云游的动作，好，那云游好之后呢，接下来我们就要进行第一个动作。好，第一个动作，我们走的就是走八。好，这边看得到吗？走慢。大概走个4到5遍。好，到胸前的时候哈，要走得慢。好，接下来是我们后面的斜方肌，好痛。斜方肌跟刚刚我们的肩胛骨地方哈，做个云游。好，我们现在要走的哈，是先走正面，等一下我会翻过来背面再操作给大家看一下。好，然后我们再走它的膏肓穴。好，膏肓穴再直直的沿着我们刚刚讲的两侧的大椎两侧的膀胱经往上拉到所谓的风池穴。好，风池穴之后呢，走到我们的肩胛提肌，用我们的大拇指。好，大拇指用所谓的好直拉。
脚唇 and 合寮 also 一缝 and then we'll press it in a little bit from the lighter pressure to the deeper pressure and ask your model to open their mouth. And you can do it about 3 times. Then we will use the palm of our hand and do a total massage of the head, working from the middle towards the book 2 sides all the way to the ears. The next one will be a release to our head through brushing his hair. We'll start from the front first. Same thing with the left side. We'll brush our hair and do a little bit of a relaxing of the head. Now we're going to turn the model's head sideways. We're going to do big zigzags along the 3 different meridians right now. The due meridian, the bladder meridian, and the sanjiao meridian. The same way, we will release the left side of the head in a zigzag motion, like larger lightning zigzag motions. In the end today, we are going to move the hair of our model upwards, and we will pull his hair from the root of their hair. If their hair is longer, you can pull on their ponytail directly right here. Do not pull on the tip of your hair. Do not pull on the top of your hair. Pull on the tip of their hair and move it this way. This will be how we will give a stress relief massage of the head. Now, we are going to show you how to relieve pressure on the neck and the shoulder. We'll do it from the front first, and then I'll show you how we'll do it on the back. First, we'll take our smaller towel, and we are going to put it right here and covering the model where the chest and the armpit is. This is where we're going to demonstrate. On the head, you would like to wrap their hair and wrap it all the way into the towel. We will wrap it up nicely because some of the clients don't like to have oily hair. Once we're all done, we can start actually working on it. Our tool will be some kind of massage oil for the body. You need it to be very nice, smooth, light, and very easy to push out. So make sure when you're choosing a massage oil, it is a lot easier to spread and have all these characteristics. Then we are going to demonstrate the 6 different movements now. Now, based on the size of your model, you will take a specific amount of massage oil and put it on them. First, you're going to spread the oil in a spiral way around where the pegs are and then down to the delts. So you work from the pegs and then to the delts and then move around and wrap it up back here. Because the area is a little bit bigger, so we will take a little bit more massage oil since we didn't grab enough initially. We will spread the oil all the way to where the feng shui is, where we talked about. The feng shui, where it is, we will end it right here and push it upwards, going this way. I will demonstrate it one more time. And this is how we spread out the oil. Once we spread the oil, then we're going to work on our first move, which is going to be like a shape of an 8. It will be nice and slow. We will do it about 4 to 5 times, and right in front on our chest, we want to do it extra slow. Next, we are going to work on the muscle right here on the back, where the scalp is, and we're going to spread the oil up back there. We're going to do the front first, and then later on I will flip the model over and we'll show you in the back. So now we're going to work on the Gao Huang, going up on the 2 sides of Da Zhui all the way along the bladder meridian, coming up to Feng Chi, and then we're going to go up and move up and work on this muscle with our thumb. These are all part of step 3. Where you see the dotted line is, it means we're going on the back. The fact is we're doing it on the front. The last one, do you see an arrow going towards your neck? Goes to the feng shui and then press on it. Now we're going to go with step 4. Make sure your hand does not leave your model. So first of all, we're going to work on both these muscles on the back. Then we'll work from this muscle in the back with one hand, pull it upwards this way. Usually, if they work in an office, this area is always going to be an extra pain point for them. So you can stay here for a little bit longer because this is somewhere that you will want to emphasize on someone who works in an office. Now we're going to do on the other side. You don't have to go to the other side. You can just do the same direction on this side. Same. You can do this 4 to 5 times. If they have an especially stiff neck and shoulders, you can emphasize on this spot even more. Remember, you're using your left and right hand in order, not at the same time. Make sure you don't touch the neck. There is an artery right here, and you don't want to pull on the artery. Now, you can use your hand. You can feel the pulse right here. That's where the artery is. You do not want to touch it. You want to avoid the artery. When you're moving back onto the chair, make sure your hand doesn't leave the model. Now we're going to do number 5. This part looks like a caterpillar. Now, what we're going to do is bagua. We're going to work on the dazhui. Dazhui is where when we bend our head and the back where the indent is after we look forward, when we bend our head lower a little bit. This is where we're going to use our thumb and work on it. You're going to move it up and down like this with a little bit of crisscross. Later on, we will flip the model over and show everyone one more time. And remember, when you're doing this, if you have a smaller hand and you have a slightly thicker neck on your client, make sure you don't accidentally grab onto their neck. You can have a little bit bigger of space in between your hands. If you have a bigger hand and your model have a very skinny neck, you can put your palms a little bit closer to each other. Can you see the difference right here? So because our model have a slightly thicker neck, I don't have an especially large or small hand, but I can move it right here like this. I'm moving it more up and down in a spiral mode, and I'm spinning it a little bit. We're going to move on to the last action, similar to what we did, the third one, and we are going to put the oil onto the scapula. Then we'll work on the gaohuang, moving upwards along the bladder meridian all the way up to fengshi and push it in. Then we'll work on this muscle right here. If your model or the client that you have is very, very stiff on the neck or the shoulder, make sure you emphasize on this area. When you're doing this, you want to put a little bit more pressure over here. Finally, you'll finish the same way, starting with over here. Go up along your neck to your fengshi, and then the person who is working on this, lean backwards, and then you're using your entire body weight instead of using your hand, so you don't hurt yourself and you don't hurt your body. This will be us demonstrating it on the front. Now we will demonstrate how you will give a massage on the entire upper back. First, we're going to wrap the model's head up on their hair. Second of all you have to do is expose the upper back of the model and have him put his hand lightly on the side, and then make sure the entire bottom half of the model is covered well. Tool-wise, you want to have a decent massage oil that is very skin-friendly and that is easy to stretch out. Since we have done a lot of this earlier, we're going to skip through this part. First, we're going to spread the oil out first. The amount of oil that you're going to use is based on how large of an area and what the shape of your model is. You'll have to decide how much massage oil you're going to use based on that. When we're demonstrating on the back, we are focusing on this muscle right here and also the gaohuang and how we're going to work on this along the bladder meridian. I'm going to show you the first move. First, we're going to work on this muscle right here, and we're going to demonstrate how you massage here. You're going to move it from outwards inside. You work from the outside towards the inside. You want to use a good amount of pressure on it, and you want to do it about 4 to 5 times, and if they have a especially stiff neck or shoulder, you can emphasize on it with your thumb. Then I am going to show you how to work on our gallbladder meridian to the gaohuang. You pull backwards from here, and then this is where the gallbladder meridian with your thumb, and then use the other 4 fingers, and then you pull backwards using quite a bit of strength, pulling all the way backwards, working on the gallbladder meridian. Where the gallbladder meridian is on the two sides of our dazhui. Finally, we're going to work on the gaohuang. Those are the main actions. In the very end, we will soothe the entire area. Because we were rubbing on the skin and our muscle, all the toxin will be on top of the skin. So now we're going to soothe it and rub it out so it can come straight out from the skin, the toxins will. This will be the 3 different ways to massage that we have just shown. This will be the end of our class. I hope you can go home and practice more, and because practice makes perfect.